What is up, everyone, and welcome back to another casted game of Age of Empires 4. Today, spawning in the left side of the map, we have Scarlet Devil playing as the Knights Templar, and on the right side of the map, we have a Chinese player playing as the Ottomans. Both of these players are from China. Scarlet Devil is rank number 63 in the world, and I believe the Chinese player on the Ottomans is ranked number 94. So these are two of the top 100 players in the entire game. Looks like the Ottomans player is collecting stone right off the bat for those military school productions. Probably got just enough stone to make a military school. House going down. There's the military school for the Ottomans player, while the Knights Templar player, Scarlet Devil, is going to go for the gold and a house off rip. So the military school produces units for free for the Ottomans player. So these can get unruly and become a problem if there are too many of them. They are restricted by age ups and upgrades before they can get more of the military schools and get free units. Both players are now just working on scouting out the map to see where all the resources are. We are going to be playing on the map King of the Hill today. And for Knights Templar with their keeps coming down in the feudal age, they could potentially block off this sacred site very, very early with those feudal age keeps. I am curious how many sacred victories there are in pro games, because in my rank at Platinum, the sacred victory works a lot, and people get really mad. It's very funny. But anyway, both players are just doing their early game stuff. 2 villagers on gold for both players to get that feudal age up, while the scouts are making their way around the map. How many sheep does each player have? The Ottomans is behind by 3 sheep today. It's unfortunate for the Ottomans player. Where's their scout out? It's over here. They're scouting out the area that Scarlet Devil just scouted out. Not going to be able to get any sheep down here today. The first spear has rolled out. This unit is completely free. This first spear going down there to protect the gold from any potential harassment from Scarlet Devil. Have we gotten any military production over here? We have not. I am very curious to see how Scarlet Devil plays Knights Templar, because this is my main civ right now. I've been absolutely loving Knights Templar. I mainly go 2TC in this 2TC meta. One single spearman making their way over to check out the Knights Templar base, while all of these villagers are moving their way over to wood. What is this spear going to attack? I assume probably the gold production, but no, Scarlet Devil has 0 villagers on gold and is moving a bunch of villagers over to stone. I think this might be a 2TC open. That's how I like to play this civ a lot. It seems like it's very, very powerful. We're getting the Twin Minaret Medrese. I did not pronounce that right, but I'm pretty sure this is the one that acts as a food gathering. It gives them free berry bushes, I'm pretty sure. Scout just positioned out here, while one single spearman does try to attack this wood line in the back. Those villagers are going to be very susceptible to that spear, that early spear running out, and the scout is moving their way over. While we got the second free spear making their way out as well from the military school to get that early harassment out there. That villager is now going for the stone, trying to escape, trying to run away from this one single spear here. They got enough resources for a second TC? So I assume we're going to see the second TC drop pretty soon. A lot of villagers on wood. 14 villagers on wood right now. Well, this spear is successfully delaying these villagers in their production and gathering. How many villagers? 12 villagers on the TC production. Interesting. I usually do 7. Maybe I'll start doing this. Everybody's been pulled off of wood. I'm taking notes. I'm trying to learn how to play Knights Templar better. Wood production ramping up over here for the Ottomans player. They're probably going to start working on military production buildings as soon as possible, while the second TC is fully down on this side of the map. Getting that double villager production. Twice as many villagers is very, very good. Yes, we are seeing military production go down. We got a stable, 2 stables, and a wall to protect this back line from the Knights Templar player. Scout is being chased out by another scout. And we're seeing our first barracks go down for the KT player. What commander did they get? Did I miss it? I probably did. Along off this section. Interesting. That's a pretty cool wall. Yeah, I should start doing this. Normally, I would like wall right here to make sure that this deer is safe. The spear is going to deny that wall placement there, though. While several more spears are making their way over to the Knights Templar base, over to Scarlet's Devil's base. The barracks is producing spearmen of their own. Villagers are making their way out to collect this deer here, dropping down a wood mill. All the scouts are just hanging out. I think this one's hanging out by the relic. Just make sure nobody takes that relic. A couple spears hanging out by the deer, potentially to punish any villagers moving this direction. We're just seeing some houses go down for our Ottomans player today. The blacksmith is down, getting that ranged armor upgrade. Interesting, I haven't seen any ranged units out of our Knights Templar player today. We're just going to get a stable and a barracks today, but I assume he's planning on diving the TC with that ranged armor. Sipahi are out. Sipahi are out for the Ottomans. These are a very strong cavalry unit for the Ottomans. It's like they're going to gather their army here together. Several spears now running out towards the Sipahi. Wonder if they're going to get into a fight just yet. Now we have archers to back up these Sipahi. They are going to deal a lot of damage to those spears there. While the Sipahi are running around trying to bait the spears into the range of the archers. One horseman has joined the battle, going after the archers. A little far away from the rest of their army there, though. They are in danger. They're moving back. While the Ottomans player is just amassing so many more units here. The Ottomans player has twice the amount of military that the Knights Templar player has, but the Knights Templar is 5 villagers ahead because of the second TC. No second TC down for the Ottomans player. We're running off a single TC today. But they do get all of their units from the military schools for free. Sipahi running in and out, just causing a little bit of a distraction on this side of the map, while a much larger military gathers here in the center, denying that early Pilgrim gold for the Knights Templar player. That Pilgrim, if they made it to the sacred site, would be able to get some extra gold for our Knights Templar player today. Sipahi making their way around to the back. They're trying to look for a spot to kill some villagers, but they can't see one. This woodline is protected very effectively by this town center. And Scarlet Devil can just garrison all of those units there to save the lives of the villagers. Several horsemen getting cut out by the Sipahi and spears from the Ottomans player. They are going to make it away safely, it looks like. They might try and fight this scout. Those 3 horsemen should be able to take down that scout very easily. While down here, they are just getting attacked by a wolf. I got baited by the wolf command. That scout did die. While the Sipahi are running in to attack the villagers on deer production. This is going to be a huge delay for food production for our Knights Templar player. Scarlet Devil has to be able to fend off all of these Sipahi and archers if they want to defend this deer production right now. The villagers hopping out to try and repair the outpost, and the upgrade comes in. The stone upgrade for the outpost comes in right on time. 2 villagers did go down for Scarlet Devil, though, and it looks like this outpost is going to fall if Scarlet Devil doesn't bring that army over here to try and defend. But Scarlet Devil's army does look like it's just a lot smaller than our Ottomans players right now. That outpost is so close to dying now that the full military for Scarlet Devil has come in to defend these 3 villagers that are left alive. But the Sipahi and archers are just too strong, and they eat up that entire army from Scarlet Devil. Now it does look like this outpost is going to fall. Back in the back, we've got horsemen trying to go in and harass, being chased out by Sipahi. Both players have about 2 to 3 villager kills. Scarlet Devil has 2, while our Ottomans player has 3 today. And it looks like they're going to get 2 more villager kills bringing the Ottomans player up to 5 villager kills today, and several horsemen are going to die. This feels like a pretty rough start for our Knights Templar player today. A little bit of a rough start for Scarlet Devil. These Sipahi are just so strong. This military is getting unruly for our Ottomans player. Significantly outnumbers our KT player today in military value right now. But Scarlet Devil is now 14 villagers ahead, so the economy for Scarlet Devil is much better. We're going to get a little skirmish here on the outside. The stone outpost is going to be able to protect these villagers on gold, while the military for Scarlet Devil is garrisoning to get some extra arrow damage off. The Sipahi are forced to retreat. I was surprised they didn't go for a few farm kills. They probably would have just died very easily to those arrows at the town center. Back on this side, we're just seeing houses go down. 3 berry bushes providing a lot of good food production for our Ottomans player. While we're seeing the farm transition from our K2 player today. They are now moving in to attack these farms with the Sipahi. They actually decide not to, and full retreat out of the base today. We have a religious unit here, healing up everybody. Nobody has made it to Castle Age yet. Who's going to be the first one to make it to Castle Age today? About 13 minutes into the game. Down here, we're seeing 2 scouts get chased out by these Sipahi. While Scarlet Devil is still just working on that macro and building a crazy economy over here on this side. 1,000 food per minute is a ton. We could potentially get this Castle Age up very soon here. They almost have enough gold. Military moving out for the Ottomans player. Going to go kill this pilgrim. No extra gold from the pilgrim today. While down here, Sipahi are just chasing these scouts out of the region. The KT player was able to get some food production up here to the north on these berries. There's 2 outposts going down to defend this area. Another deer pack right here, but this is right where Sipahi player is hanging out. And I missed the Castle Age Up. There is our Age Up building right there that produces siege units for free. Absolutely crazy. Now that they're at Castle Age, they are going to be able to use their early religious unit to capture this sacred site and put KT on a timer. They're also building some outposts out here, early defenses. While the pilgrim is going to go down again. We are seeing a massive archers here from KT. And the first fortress is going down. My god, do I love these fortresses. They are so good at defending. Several villagers back here for the Ottomans player, getting some gold production going in the center of the map. These militaries are now pretty even. Scarlet Devil has more military units now than our Ottomans player. But I feel like the archers are going to die pretty easily to the Sipahi. You see, both players have pretty much all of the first upgrades to their units. It's like our Scarlet Devil is just missing Bloomery right now. But the religious unit got cut out. I think that was a mistake there. Oh, I got baited by the wolf notification yet again. So it looks like we're using all of our infantry units here to guard the sacred site, while the Sipahi cavalry is moving in for some harassment. Wondering if they think maybe the villagers went back to Deer. They see they have not gone back to Deer. They're probably going to run in an attack from this angle. But this fortress has been placed down. And Scarlet Devil can see where the military is with that windmill on the map right there. We've got a mosque going down. I feel like this is a dangerous place for a mosque. Maybe they get bonuses or something from that religious building. But if Scarlet Devil pushes in here and destroys that mosque, then the relic gold production is lost. But maybe they put the mosque right here so that their religious units could easily pick up the relics to do the wall of walls. Maybe that was the logic there. Got one military school. Okay, here's the second military school. Now it's going down. It units twice as fast, those free units. The Sipahi are making their way into Scarlet Devil's base. Are they going to be able to get any villager kills? Scarlet Devil's military is moving in to attack the Sipahi. Once Sipahi does fall, the archers are doing a lot of damage, but if those Sipahi are able to get in on those archers, they will chew them up pretty quickly. Another unit, another rogue unit makes their way over here and almost dies for our Ottomans player today. These archers are very heavily protected by spears, though. So these spears are going to counter the... Oh, they got heavy spearmen? Okay, sweet. That was the castle age up then. Into the heavy spearmen. Excellent, excellent. Heavy spearmen are going to be able to protect the archers from the Sipahi. While this religious unit is taking back this third relic for the Ottomans player. Is Scarlet Devil working on any relics? So they have a religious building down anywhere. I'm not seeing a mosque anywhere. All our Ottoman military is just hanging out on top of the sacred site. Is the sacred site victory on screen? I can't see the sacred site victory on my here. No. Another single religious unit is getting caught out by this military. Oh, are they using religious units as scouts? And we see one single Sipahi making their way back here. Maybe this is like a scouting Sipahi. While these massive group of Sipahi are going to try to run in, but those spears are able to repel them pretty easily. The mass spears is pretty huge for our KT player today, especially with the heavy spears. Those heavy spears are going to be really difficult to deal with for the Sipahi. These are kind of positioned in the back, positioned in a dangerous way. Scarlet Devil needs to push onto this sacred site sometime soon to win this game. They need to take down this sacred site as soon as possible. Mangonel rolling out to attack these villagers, putting up this outpost, but the triple Mangonel, quadruple Mangonel is going to attack in return. Looks like these units are going to go for this deer production here. No, actually they're going for stone. We don't have enough stone for Scarlet Devil yet to see another outpost, or to see another keep, that is, a fortress. But over here we do see a fortress protecting this gold. Interesting. All of these units can just garrison inside if attacked. Seeing our trebuchet roll out for our Knights Templar player. And I am surprised we aren't seeing more raids with the Sipahi to try to even up this villager difference here. Scarlet Devil has like 35 more villagers than the Ottomans player. This is just showing the advantage of having two TCs. Those TCs are producing so many villagers that the economy for our Knights Templar player is just so far ahead. All right, we're seeing a big fight here over the sacred site. The Mangonels are trying to tear down this outpost. They are successful. Now a few archers are going for the villagers that are idle. A massive battle looks like it's about to take place here. The spears backing up to get into position while the Ottomans player is moving their army away from the sacred site, and all of this damage for Mangonels is going to be pretty tough to deal with for our Ottomans player, though, and these heavy spears are just chewing up the Sipahi. The Sipahi can't get around these heavy spears to go attack the Mangonels. A few do break through and get over to the Mangonels to wipe them out, but these heavy spears are just too tanky, and the archers supporting them is helping out our KT players so much here. A few Sipahi in the back trying to take out these trebuchets, while all these heavy spears are fighting under the outpost here, trying to kill these archers and crossbows for the Ottomans player, but now these archers are making their way into the fight after killing off all of those Sipahi in the back. The keep is trying to go down for our Ottomans player. Will it go up before these archers make their way into the fight? KT is backing up now. They're gonna do a little micro here to try to pick off some of these spearmen for the Ottomans player, and this keep does look like it's gonna go up. KT was not able to push this Ottomans player off of the sacred site quickly enough. Everybody's redistributing their units. This Mangonel looks like it's in a little bit of danger. Both of these siege units look like they're kind of in danger here. Now they are going to retreat and fall back to the rest of the military. Several more outposts going up here for our Ottomans player. KT is mass producing these heavy spears now to try to counter the Sipahi. We're seeing some Janissaries go down for our Ottomans player. These are a gunpowder unit, and they are very, very effective. I struggle against the Janissaries sometimes. We're gonna see a fortress drop down. So many villagers trying to swing in to build this fortress. A couple Sipahi are gonna try to stop it, but it's not gonna be able to be stopped. This fortress is gonna go down, and these heavy spears are very, very effective in killing off these Sipahi. While on the back here, we're seeing archers and heavy spears going at each other. Several more Mangonels roll out for each player here. And who is going to win this fight? It looks like our Ottomans player is favored at the moment. The Sipahi are getting into the back to destroy all those Mangonels. Those are some huge losses for KT right now. Can KT get on this sacred site to preserve the victory? And it does look like this mosque is about to fall. It's very close to falling. That was not the push to take back this sacred site. We're seeing another keep go down for our Ottomans player. Will Scarlet Devil be able to get onto this sacred site? That sacred site victory has to be close. Another fortress going down. So many villagers on this fortress. It's being attacked by all these siege units. It looks like the villagers are going to be able to build it up, while several trebuchets for KT are going to be able to knock down this keep on the side, and KT makes it onto the sacred site. Sacred site is being neutralized. Oh my god. Are the Ottomans going to be able to push KT off of this sacred site now with two fortresses? I assume these fortresses are being upgraded with defensive abilities. This fight is absolutely insane over this sacred site. The trebuchets in the back working on this keep to the right here, while the Mangonels are forced to fall back. The heavy spears just hanging out by their keeps while a couple units are trying to neutralize that sacred site. The ram, using the ram to take everybody, and our Ottomans player calls it with the GG. What a great fight over that sacred site, and one last tanky ram on the sacred site is what got the win. That was awesome. We just take a quick look at the timeline. We can see that very early on, Scarlet Devil was super struggling, but after that second TC was able to produce a ton of villagers, their economy just took off, and they were able to outproduce our Ottomans player. And I do think Scarlet Devil was going to completely neutralize that sacred site there. So what a great game. I think Scarlet Devil was going to just neutralize that sacred site, and the Ottomans player knew it, and so they gave up. Because after those fortresses go down, you can just throw a monk up on that sacred site, and it is GG. Some great King of the Hill gameplay today. The pros are playing over the sacred sites. That's great. Everybody who's mad at me in my... everybody who's mad at me when I play for the sacred sites should watch this. All right. Thank you guys so much for hanging out. I really hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, please consider leaving a like or even subscribing, because it helps me out a ton. And I hope to see each and every one of you in the next video. Bye!